Come on in.
Hi, can I have a Coca-Cola, please?
With sugar or without sugar?
Either. I just love Coke.
Sponsored by Patient Claim Line, medical negligence specialists.
You're watching On Demand. Please check the closing time before trying to vote or enter any competition or other interactivity in this programme, as it may not count and you may still be charged.
This is criminal barrister Robert Rinder. He spent his career fighting for justice. Now he's ready to rule in ITV's court.
Having it, mate. You ain't getting any out of me, I promise you.
They weren't, Marty, they weren't even once. You cannot have workers in.
Half night until half two, mate.
Shut up! I don't believe you spent that money. What have you got to prove?
What would I lie to him, yeah?
That's a post-it.
Materials, diesel and labour.
These are statements. What's funny?
Yeah.
Richard would often...
Don't.
Talking! You are making, I have to tell you, a very serious allegation.
You're going too far now, mate. I'll blow it.
Geezer's a no one will do it.
Richard is in court to claim £1,675 from his nephew for materials, travel expenses and labour costs for a decorating job he started but couldn't finish. Defendant Shane disputes the amount owed and claims as he paid for the materials himself and the work was substandard and incomplete, he owes nothing.
Mate, you're a fat lying. You sort your life out. Having it, mate. You ain't getting any out of me, I promise you. Leave that one in.
Do you have Richard here?
Yes, Judge.
And is it also Shane?
Yes, Judge.
Now, Shane, that gentleman over there is related to you. Who is he to you?
He's my uncle.
What's his character like?
Well, he's a liability. He's useless at what he does.
I'm sorry, are you pointing to God for help?
Yeah. I wouldn't mind a little bit about by the geezer.
Just pause for a second.
What he's done in my house was the worst I've ever seen. And I've got a construction company, and the standards is no good, so...
That's your point. Because it's a straightforward matter as far as I can see. Richard, you're bringing your nephew to court because you did work in his house, he hasn't paid you for it, and you want the money, correct?
Yes, sir.
Simple as that. Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, Richard, thing is, it's not as straightforward as that, because Shane, as I understand it, lived in your house for how long?
2 years.
Did he pay any rent or any utilities?
No, sir, he didn't have to because of his family.
What was the relationship like?
Yeah, it was good. He's been there for me. He's done a lot for me. But I've also been there for him and done a lot for him. So I've done work in his house and stuff like that. So in reality, he should have done the work around my house and helped me do it for free anyway, so...
But he enabled you, effectively, by providing you a house to have a little bit of spare income to buy this new property, correct?
Correct.
That was a kind and generous thing to do, right?
Nice bloke.
He wasn't at the start of the proceedings. That wasn't the review that I got.
It's costing me money being here, and for him to start lying about stuff that is irrelevant...
Now, I read between the lines of cases. I see tough blokes all the time. Believe it or not, I'm related to a few of them. And I get the impression, although sometimes difficult to put it in this way, that you loved him, right?
Well, I still do.
And so what does it do to you to bring your own nephew to court?
It's got to be done. It's got to be taught.
It's got to be taught.
Right and wrong.
Right and wrong. And you're the one to teach him right and wrong.
Well, don't put me saying it because you won't take a notice. So this is what I mean. So hopefully you can show him. I've got daughters and that, and I ain't got a son, and I felt like he's my boy. But, like, you know, sometimes some people get a bit too high up in the air, do you know?
Would you not, if I was a son, would you not do the painting for free if I was his son? If it was my son, I'd do the painting for nothing.
I can't afford to
Just
buy
assume that I'm
materials.
not your primary school teacher. Keep your hands down. I understand you can't. I'm asking. This is what I'm getting at. Listen to each other. What do you mean he gets too high up in the air?
He felt like when he's left, and he just felt like he just didn't give a boom, up.
I know it's a challenge, but let's just assume for argument's sake, do you understand that we're not in Albert Square?
That's life, isn't it?
Well, can't away I'll talk, mate. Sorry, Judge. How can I explain?
It's all right, don't worry. Just have a go.
Take your time.
It's just like... well, I'm just bewildered, to tell the truth.
It's life, mate.
It ain't life.
Part of growing up.
No, growing
I've
up.
got
You're
a
just
house
a
and
little
I moved
30-year-old
out.
kid, mate.
Got a house and moved out. That's it. That's the end of it.
No, it's not just that. It's just the way you're
didn't
going on
have no
about...
money.
I pay someone 500 quid wages and I pay £500 material.
You didn't have no money after Christmas. I'll give you the job to help you out. But you didn't do the job, and that's it.
I didn't do the job. I've done 7 days then. And it's 3 weeks' work, and I've done it for pittance for
But
him.
the work was
just
shocking.
to cover them.
It was shocking.
So why did you ask me to go and do another job for you last month on the building site for you?
Where's the proof on that, then? You ain't worked for me since that day. I haven't even seen you. I haven't even spoke to you.
Well, he's got a job in Wembley.
You talk too much, honestly.
So yeah, this is what I'm up against.
Sir, let's get to the bottom of it. Shane lived with you for free. He moved into his new property, and that's the house he bought. It's a very nice house.
Yeah.
I'll be absolutely clear, Shane, that is the product of hard work, right?
Yeah.
And a clever accountant.
Yeah, definitely.
Point is this, Shane. You needed some decorating doing. You made a determined decision to enter into what can be described as a contract with your uncle for him to do the work in your house, right?
A verbal agreement.
I agree, and he's in difficulty for that. You are right to call it a verbal agreement. And what's the problem with a verbal agreement, sir?
It's not a contract.
May not be.
I was doing a favour to look after him. He didn't have the money at the time, and I wanted to help him out and give him work. He didn't finish the job.
That's a different issue.
And what
he may have breached the contract, but why doesn't he have a contract?
Exactly. He
Good question. Did I ask a good question?
Yeah.
Did I ask a really
did,
good
you
question?
did.
Yes. Richard, just pause for a second. There was an agreement that you would do some work at his house. What was that agreement, please, sir?
Couple of grand.
Was this the before?
That's 2 weeks into the job.
Oh, 1 week I've done. You said I only done 4 days.
I wanted to move in. I wanted to move in within a month, and that's 2 weeks into the job.
I wasn't in 2 weeks on the job.
I know for a fact if he's telling me he's been on the job for 2 weeks, you're going to get more than that done.
Let me tell you, if he'd been on the job for 2 weeks, I suspect there'd be more problems for him. Do you understand?
Exactly.
Question is this, sir. What was that £2,000 for?
To complete the whole job.
What was the job?
Painting the whole house. 3-bedroom house, all the walls, the stairs, the doors, windows, everything.
How much would you expect to pay on the commercial market for that job if it wasn't a relative doing it? You know because you are a professional, sir.
Yeah, 3.5 grand.
My experience all my life is about £5,000.
That's lies, mate.
Did you expect him to do the work for free?
No.
Well, you just told me before that you did, that he's like a dad. He should have offered.
He said that I'm his son, but exactly, I was helping him out in the first place because he didn't have no money. That's why I said he could do the job for 2 grand.
Do you understand what he's saying? £2,000 to do all of the work. Did you enter into that agreement?
Yes.
Why didn't you put it in writing?
Because it's family, isn't it? You don't need to do this. Your word's your word.
Yes, because it always ends terribly well.
Well, I know that now. I've never had that experience before. It was a gift, even £2,000. I'd have been there 3 weeks on peanuts, but I just covered my bits here and there and wages for someone else.
How long was you there?
Now, we'll get there. How long did you believe the work was going to take?
It's 3 weeks' work.
How long have you been a painter, sir?
Since I was 17, I'm 45.
Did he attend over 21 days and complete the work to a decent standard, Shane?
Never.
Right, you tell me, in your words,